10:1. In the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a thing was revealed unto Daniel, whose name was called Belteshazzar, and the thing was true. But the time appointed was long, and he understood the thing, and had understanding of the vision.
So right there it said that the vision that he saw, that it was true, you know. So you could believe in the vision that he's seen, that he's about to tell you, you know. And also he understood it. He had understanding of the vision. And then 2 and 3.
Daniel 10, verse 2. In those days, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 full weeks. I ate no pleasant bread, neither came flesh nor wine in my mouth, neither did I anoint myself at all, till 3 whole weeks were fulfilled.
You see that? 3 whole weeks he didn't eat nothing, no bread, you know, no wine. And the reason why he did that, because he was cleaning his pineal gland. You know, he already knew about how to about the law, about the dietary law. You know, that's why he did that, because he did right before he seen the vision. This is what he did. 4 and 5.
This is Daniel, this is Daniel 10 and 4. And in 4 and 20th day of the 1st month, as I was by the side of the great river, which is the Kel, then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz.
So Daniel, this is when he seen the vision. He said he lifted up his eyes, and he seen a certain man clothed in linen. Now he seen a man. He didn't see a spirit. You know, he didn't see a ghost. He seen a man in the flesh with hands and feet. You know, clothed in linen. You know, wearing clothes, and also his loins were girded with fine gold. He was wearing gold. You know, and girded up. You know, meaning he was strapped up. You know.
What a gird is it's a leather belt that covers the fatty sides of your side, or your kidneys, so you don't get shanked in your kidney. If you got that on, you're prepared for war, right? If you're wearing that, you're a man of war.
Yeah. He's wearing that for like an armor, you know. And then the next one, just stop at barrel.
His body also was like the barrel.
So right there it said his body was like the barrel. And a barrel, you know, it's like a gemstone, you know. And that's what we call the Son of God. We call him the cornerstone, you know, because that's what he is. He's that solid rock. He's that foundation, you know. And then next one, stop at lightning.
I'm going to read from the beginning. His body also was like the barrel, and his face as the appearance of lightning.
So his face was that appearance of lightning. And when you go into the definition for a face of lightning, it's like a glittering or a flashing sword.
Man.
You know, and that's how his face is, you know, because for one, he's an austere man. You know, he has that cold stare, that cold mean look, you know. And two, he's the judge, you know. He's the ultimate judge, you know. Because say if you did something wrong, you ain't gonna want to look at his face, you know, because you know he's gonna judge you. He's gonna, you know, bring judgment on you.
Yeah, let me get this for you real quick. This is John 5 and 22. For the Father judgeth no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son.
See, so the Son, he's Judge Dredd.
He's the judge that you need to dread. He's the judge, man.
Well, shit.
He's got that power. His face has the appearance of lightning.
Yeah.
Man, you ever seen Dragon Balls and all that fucking lightning is going on their fucking bodies all over? That's what was happening.
Yep.
They have power. Let me get the next sentence.
Yeah, and you stop at
Fire.
Yeah.
Let me read from the beginning. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire.
So it said his eyes as lamps of fire. So when you go into the definition for his eyes with lamps of fire, it's going to have the definition for God's anger. You know, the Most High's anger, and that's what his son had. You know, he had that anger in his eyes, you know, because him, the Most High Salakia, his son Yahweh Shai, and the Most High Yahweh, you know, they're against this world, you know. So he had that, you know, the Most High's anger in his eyes. The eyes, lamps of fire. Okay. Yes.
And his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass.
So his arms and his feet like the color of polished brass. And when you look up polished brass, it has a tan. It has a tan to it, you know. And the reason why describes him as being polished brass, because he had that melanin in him. You see? Now let me get that definition for melanin. Now melanin is a dark brown to black pigment occurring in the hair, skin, and iris of the eye in people and animals. And you only see this in Negroes. You know, you don't see this in Caucasians. They don't have melanin. They don't have pigment. It is responsible for tanning of skin exposed to sunlight. So if you got melanin, you're gonna get a tan by the sunlight. You see? But if you're a Caucasian, you ain't got no melanin. How you gonna get a tan?
One week last summer, I went to a fucking lake, and I was swimming without my shirt for the fucking longest time, and I got a fucking tan. I got a bad tan, but I wasn't burned or nothing. I was real dark. But I walked in the office and nobody said anything. Nobody was like, look. Yeah, I was like, they were like, oh, you look good.
See, so that's what he's speaking of when he said his body was like polished brass. It was that melanin, that tan. Because when you go into, when you go into the benefits of having melanin, this is what it says. Dark pigmented people living in high sunlight environments are at an advantage due to high amounts of melanin produced in their skin.
High amounts of melanin.
See that? So they have more of an advantage. So that means we are not equal. That one person has more an advantage of another person. The Most High created them like that. That's not equal.
So there's a cancer called melanoma. And that's basically when an Edomite gets fucking sunburned to the point where he gets cancerous.
You see, and they're selling, you can buy melanin, you know, and it's expensive.
Yeah, like $386 for a bottle or an ounce or something.
You see? That's quality right there.
And I'm not too sure exactly, but scientifically, melanin is carbon. What's the most abundant thing on the planet Earth? Carbon. Why? Because it's a carbon-based system. What are we? Carbon-based life forms. So in another word, we're melanin-based life forms. Can you hear that bell? Brought that truth, homie.
So it says, the dark pigmentation protects. The dark pigmentation protects from DNA damage and absorbs and absorbs the right amounts of UV radiation needed by the body, as well as protects against folate depletion.
Hey, so you gotta be careful if you're a fucking Edomite. You could be a chocolate Edomite, but you still get skin cancer.
Yeah.
Absorbing the right amount of something is it's hard to do.
That's why the Most High, he'll curse you with leprosy. You see? Because leprosy is a curse. It's a disease, you know?
That's why Moses was all scared when his hand pulled his hand out of his bosom and it was all white.
Yeah.
If I went like this and then I whipped it out, I'd be fucking scared if my hand was all white and depleted. Like death, man.
Yeah. Damn.
Let me get the rest of it.
Yeah.
Let me start moving. This is Daniel 10:6. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
See, so all this is the Son of God, Yahushai's characteristics. And his voice was like the multitude, you know, meaning when he spoke, it wasn't like just one man speaking. It was like a crowd speaking, you know? And then 7.
This is Daniel 10:7. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaking fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves.
So when Daniel seen the vision, the people around him, you know, they were terrified, you know. So he got left alone. So the other men, they ran.
You got abandoned.
We go to Exodus 4 and 6 with Moses.
This is Exodus 4 and 6. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said furthermore unto him, put now thine hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was as leprous as snow.
Yeah, so he put his hand in his bosom. And the bosom's your chest or whatever. And then when he took it out, it was leprous.
No.
And leprous is white, you know. So how can he be white already, and then take his hand out and it's white again? You know.
Oh, it's the same. No, it was like the brother said. It was changed. He had melanin. Let me get another scripture.
Next one.
All right. 4 and 7. And he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again as his other flesh.
So he had two different kind of flesh colors, you know. One was dark and one was white. One was, you know, tan, and the other one was no pigment. Numbers 12 and 10.
This is Numbers 12 and 10. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous.
See, so the Most High, he'll curse you with leprosy. just like how he cursed Miriam.
So the Lord wasn't white.
I'll get one more. Number 5.
This is Numbers 5 and 2. What part of what is it? Sorry. And Yahweh Hashem Yahushai spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel that they put out of the camp every leper, and every one that hath an issue, and whosoever is defiled by the dead.
See that? So if there's an Edomite among our camp, we have to put him out, you know, or if there's an Israelite who got cursed with leprosy, you know.
That means that brother had to be regular skinned, and then one day he had the curse of leprosy.
Yeah, like you see those dark-skinned people, and they have spots, you know, whatever.
Now, if you're born like that, then that's a different thing. But if you all of a sudden get it, that's what happened to Miriam is the same thing that all of a sudden you get it. You're fucking being cursed. We're all of us as Israelites are cursed. Okay, we're born with these curses. But if a curse is added onto you, like leprosy, like let's say I get leprosy, this brother has to tell me, hey, you know what? You gotta chill on preaching and prophesying for like how long is it? 14 days?
I think so.
7 days, I think.
Yeah, see too. Also, if you have an issue, you know, you have to be, you know, you can't have any issues, you know, anything wrong with your body.
What would a big issue be? Like, let's say you got a fucking dead limp leg or dead arm. Probably, huh? Because that's a curse. That's a big curse.
You got to be following the commandments, for, you know.
And it's hard to follow all of them. So Yahweh Shai gave us a certain set of instructions: love each other. Love your brother like love. Israelites should love each other, right? Not like I'm gonna love Casey Jones in D set in the next office building, and he's white as fuck. He's a cracker. He's an Edomite. That's not what it means. Because we were just reading about leprosy. Edomites are lepers. As a people, they are lepers. They were born with that mark. And that's how you know Cain what is the spirit of the devil. And then Esau got that spirit of Cain. We go back to Daniel.
Leviticus 13 and 25.
13 and 25?
Yep.
This is Leviticus 13 and 25. Then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the hair in the bright spot be turned white, and it be in the sight deeper than the skin, it is a leprosy broken out of the burning, where before the priest shall pronounce him unclean, it is a plague of leprosy.
See, so read that part again about the hair and then stop right there.
This is 13 and 21. Is that the one? Because it says about the white hair.
25.
Then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the hair in the bright spot be turned white.
See, so when the priest, when he looks at your hair, And if he sees your hair is blonde, you know, then that's called a leprosy. Because it goes on to say,
and it be in the sight deeper than the skin, it is a leprosy broken out of the burning. Wherefore the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is the plague of leprosy.
see that? So all these Edomites, Caucasians with blonde hair, you know, they curse with leprosy.
Because it goes into their skin too.
Mm-hmm. That's how you know that the Son of God, he was not a white man. That he was a brown-skinned, brown-tan man.
So right here, it's just telling you about white hair, but that or blonde hair.
Yeah, they're saying that's not a good thing. Why would the Most High make his son blonded hair? You know, having a curse. That's probably it for my lesson.
All right. So that was a good lesson. Now let's go back to Job 33 and 14. And we're going to find out that the Spirit works. The Spirit works in two different people for the same goal. Go ahead.
This is Job 33 and 14. For the Most High speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not.
So we're out here speaking, and we're telling you the truth, and you don't believe it. I read 14 and all the way to 18.
This is Job 33 and 14. For the Most High speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction.
Sealeth their instruction.
Then he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. He keepeth back his soul from the pit and his life from perishing by the sword.
So we are not in charge of what we do. We don't get up in the morning and say, oh, I'm going to have a fucking good day. You can get up in the morning and say, I want to have a good day. But it's up to you. How about Shimmy Hawashai? Because we're being programmed over here. Now let's go to Job 33 and start at the first verse.
It's in Job 33 and 1. Wherefore, Job, I pray thee, hear my speeches and hearken to all my words.
So right here we got Job is being spoken to by the Lord. Who else is being spoken to by the Lord? We were just reading about Daniel. So you got to be an Israelite. You got to be a prophet. Those are the elect men right there.
If I may say this too, the men were set up to be prophets, you know. The women are supposed to be the ones kicking back at home, you know. The men are the strong ones, you know.
Having kids and all that shit.
Mm-hmm. Where are the teachers?
The next verse.
This is Job 33 and 2. Behold, now I have opened my mouth. My tongue has spoken in my mouth.
So the words are coming in. The directions are coming in. While we're asleep. Get the next verse.
It says, my words shall be of the uprightness of my heart, and my lips shall utter knowledge clearly.
So that's what we're telling you. Here we are being programmed every day, every night, so that we can tell you something the next day. That's why it's important to pray. That's why it's important to fast and get your pineal gland clean. Because Daniel did it so he can have better understanding. How are you going to understand what's going on when you're not in charge of what's going on? At the very least, you need to understand that you're not in charge. Then you can start dealing with life as your belly is full with living waters. You can start to enjoy life. The next one?
Enjoy real life.
Yes, enjoy real life. Because here we have a situation where we're dealing with everyday things that happen in our life. But we know because we got belly full of living waters that it's meant to happen this way. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is doing his thing this way. So whatever's going to happen or going on, it's his will. Go ahead.
It says, Job 33:4, the Spirit of the Most High hath made me, and the breath of the Almighty hath given me life.
The breath of the Almighty has given me life. So look at these demons. Look at these demons.
Oh my God.
Hey, that's the working against them. Because everybody wants to hear what we're talking about. And it affects everybody, man. It affects everybody differently, man. It's fucking everybody up, man. That was crazy. Yeah, that motherfucker just turned.
Yeah, there was two cars trying to turn right, man.
One, and they were side by side like that. And there's a 2-lane street, one way for each direction. Fucking demons. See, that's why we couldn't be out here last week. From there, go to Job 31:5. Because he has given us the breath of life. Whenever you have it.
This is Job 31:5. If I have walked with vanity, or if my foot hath hasted to deceit, let me be weighed in an even balance, that the Most High may know mine integrity.
Damn. So he knows our integrity. So we gotta keep doing the righteous acts, because we want to make it. We want to make it to the next level, which the next level is the kingdom. Not just the kingdom, rulers in the kingdom, heirs to the kingdom, big shots in the kingdom, if you want to understand. Yeah, we're going to be the big shots. That's what happens when you got bellies full of living water. Let's go back to Job 32 and start at get 5. You were ended at 4, get 5. And I'm just testifying for myself, man. I don't ask nobody for nothing. I ask Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for everything that I have. Everything that I have, man. I'm serious. Everything. Even the things that I don't get.
This is Job 32:5. When Elihu, I think that's a lie.
33.
Is that a lie?
33.
Salakia. Job 33. Oh, so.
See, you gotta know the scriptures. What if I just let them continue? That meant that I don't know my own lesson. That means that I wasn't showing myself to be approved. Because, who's saying it? I don't know if it was Apostle Bar or the head camp, the leader from the LA camps. But he was saying this is just a one-man ticket. Oh, I think it was Apostle Rambla. One ticket per man.
That's right. Just like how you get into the movies, it's just a one ticket.
If everybody just walked into the movie and nobody showed the guy the ticket, some people would be getting in for free, right? And we are here paying for our ticket, doing the right thing. We study the scriptures.
You can't try to slide in and say, can me and this brother get in for this ticket?
No, yeah, that's
with one
shit.
ticket.
That's fucking embarrassing.
Shit. All right, this is Job 33:5.
Yes.
33:5. If thou canst answer me, set thy words in order before me. stand up. Behold, I am according to thy wish in the Most High stead. I also am formed out of the clay.
The clay, you see, the earth. So if you're gonna argue with the Most High, you gotta have your words in order. You gotta have everything you say in order. Even if you're not gonna argue, if he asks you, let's say you go into work, and your boss asks you, hey, how come you didn't have these stocks? I mean, these boxes of items that could have gone up, but they were returned. You better have your fucking shit in order. Because your job is to put that shit up. My job is to collect information, put it in the computer, and get these children into class. If I don't have those kids in class, my boss is going to be, what the fuck? Right? So you got to have your stuff in order. And since we were made from the clay, out of the image of the Most High has melanin. His son has melanin. The dark-skinned men.
Yep. Because he's the one that formed it like that.
Oh,
you know,
man.
the clay.
Hey, and he got the right to give him powers. So the Creator gives us powers. Next one.
Because it's saying the clay because what do they call those people that make the pots?
Potters.
Yeah, potter. That's what the Most High is. He's the potter, and he has the clay, and he's making that. You know,
clay.
when you make a pot, you have to form it and the right way.
Yeah, so just think about this. If you ask if you pray and ask for anything, it's not just gonna happen. He's gonna make it happen. It's not just gonna happen. He's gonna make it happen. He's gonna make everything go according to his plan so that it can help you. Ask and thou shalt receive. In the name of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, Ban Yahweh. Ask and you shall receive, man. And sometimes you don't get it. You know, recently I made a couple of prayers. One didn't get answered, but the other one did. The other one was better than the first one. And I'm still going to get the first one. Sooner or later. But everything has to happen according to his plan. Because how you have to know that you were made. You can't be a Christian and say, well, I believe in the theory of evolution. We evolved from fucking bacteria. And that means you don't believe in the Most High. You don't believe in creation.